Well, folks, it looks like 2021. 20 years after 2001, the start of the new millennia, technically, and 30 years, roughly, until the midpoint of the century. Quick question. How old will we be in 2051, by the way? Comment down below. I'll be about 67. But what kind of world will we live in by then? It might be a horror show, or it could be utopia. More than likely, it'll be pretty similar to what we have today. Hopefully, without New Year's resolutions. In this video, we're going to discuss why New Year's resolutions actually keep you in the same old habits, and how you can switch it up and truly achieve your goals in this coming year. Coming up on Finance Squared. You're watching Finance Squared. I'm your illustrious host, Derek West. Let's dive right into the content, shall we? But before we do me a favor and click the like button for the YouTube algorithm, particularly if this video is providing you value. We take that feedback seriously here, and we use it to drive the kind of content that we make. It also helps us with the engagement metrics for YouTube, so more people can see the kind of content that we put out. Again, we'd appreciate it, but with that out of the way, let's dive into the main content. It's a time-honored tradition. Coming up with a New Year's resolution to celebrate the new year. Once you've taken a look back at the year behind you and you're reveling in your accomplishments and reflecting on your failures, it just seems logical to take that feedback and create a sort of wish list for what you want to do in the upcoming year. And starting on January 1st, you're going to do X this year instead of Y, right? Or maybe you're not doing what you should have been doing. You know, working out, eating right, saving more money, spending more time with family and friends, all common themes amongst us humans with our New Year's resolutions. Or perhaps you're going to stop doing what you shouldn't have been doing. Overeating, drinking, smoking, etc. in excess. Swearing too much. Not writing content for your YouTube channel. Luckily, I don't know anybody like that. I bet you're asking yourself, shouldn't you make a resolution that you'll stop doing what it is you should or should be doing? Well, no. Improving the circumstances in your life and the habits that you have more than likely will not be an overnight revelation. Now, I'm not going to say that that doesn't happen. It for sure does. Plenty of people stop smoking, drinking, etc. cold turkey. Plenty of people decide one day that they're going to start saving more money, and then they just do it. Plenty of people just up and start a new business. Unfortunately, they're the minority of human character, the 1%, if you will. So 1% of 7 billion is about 70 million. You've likely met these folks and indeed marvel at their character and how they will themselves to do the things that improve their lives seemingly effortlessly. Well, how about the rest of us? Those of us that maybe struggle with making decisions to improve our lives, that stop and start good habits regularly, and that constantly fall back into old bad patterns. Don't fret, my friend. There is a way. So I may have mentioned once or twice that I am a software developer by trade. In that field, there is always a race to try and hit deadlines and to try and incrementally improve on progress that has been made. And there are several lessons that I've garnered from this field that can be applied in other situations as well. One of them is the principle of agility. Agile methodologies were introduced into the software engineering industry as a way to get viable products to market, maybe not quicker, but more efficiently. Or a more advanced way of putting it, to get several smaller products or pieces of a larger product to a customer quickly or quicker for feedback so that changes can be made to it, the product that is, that the customer feels he or she needs, as opposed to the once popular waterfall methodology. I'm not going to go into the history of that methodology, but essentially what it meant was delivering one large product over a large timeline. Hopefully you're starting to see the parallels, and hopefully I'm not losing you and your eyes aren't getting glazed over. And I bet you're not tempted to click out of this video and onto the cat video in the suggested column. Am I right? If that is the case, you'll be glad because I'm about to get to the heart of the matter. You see, the key to making consistent improvement is not necessarily to promise a customer or yourself a large sweeping change to be delivered all at once when completed. It may instead be better to promise smaller micro changes that you know you can deliver quickly, get feedback on, and then redeliver, this time with changes suited to the findings that you have. Now, what does this have to do with New Year's resolutions, you may ask? Well, instead of making a resolution that you'll get in shape this year, instead, every week or every 2 weeks of the year, try one new exercise routine that may help you get into shape. Instead of promising to save up your rainy day fund, 1 week, create a new bank account. The next week, change your paycheck allocation to put 1% of the money that you get from your paycheck into that account per paycheck. The next week, bump that percentage amount up to 5% and deal with the consequences. This part is key. Maybe bumping it up that much put your finances in a tighter squeeze than you thought it would. Well, now it's time to look into that and readjust. If not, then the next cycle after that, bump it up to 10%. The next cycle after that, bump it up to 15%. Each time assessing where you are and if this is hurting your financial position. And if it is, then back it off a little bit, regroup, assess where you went wrong, plan again, and then execute again. Maybe jumping from 10 to 15% made it harder to pay your monthly obligations. So back it off to 11% and start thinking about ways to earn a little bit more money or to cut spending in other ways. Or maybe you're fine with your savings at that level for now. But either way, you're saving more than you were at the beginning of the year. Much more as a matter of fact. Perhaps even more than you even realized that you could. You can then use that sort of thinking in just about all the goals you have in real life. So to really spell it out to you in steps that you can digest, first, come up with bite-sized goals that you know you can accomplish. Next, give yourself a relatively quick time to get it done. It can be as long as 2 weeks, but you may want to be aggressive and make it as short as a day. The key to this step is to pick a goal that is achievable within the time frame that you want to experiment in. Second, after you've picked your small-sized goal, execute on it within the time frame allowed. Remember, you picked a small goal so that it was easy to execute on. Next up, after you've accomplished that goal, assess where you are in respects to your larger effort. If we stick to the healthy eating concept here, maybe you could only sacrifice 10% fewer calories in your meals this week. Figure out why. Maybe your portion size is too large and you feel the need to reduce that. Maybe when you reduced your portion sizes by 10%, you didn't feel as good as you used to. Maybe you were lethargic when you reduced your portion size by that much. Those are just examples. But once you've hit the goal, the micro goal that you set for yourself for this time period, now take the next step towards your larger goal. That is, take the next step to build on that first one with another goal that is in line with the first one. Keep doing that until you finally get into a place where your goals are accomplished, or even just continually improve. The point here is that all that is easier to do than just to say, I'm going to do this large thing on December 31st, and then have no idea how to accomplish it or no plan to get to where you want to go. That leads to you just giving up almost immediately. And it's also easier than setting a way too easy goal to accomplish and then giving yourself the whole year to accomplish it. You most certainly can do it, but more than likely, you're going to procrastinate on that goal the whole year and then at the last minute put something into place in which you accomplished it, when you could have been spending the time accomplishing that small goal in a small period of time and then building on that incrementally throughout the year, really improving yourself as time goes on. No sir. The best thing to do, set a small, easy to accomplish goal and a small time frame. Then hold yourself accountable to that goal and time frame. At the end of that time period, assess where you are. Did you hit your goal? No? Well, readjust the goal until you can hit it within that time frame. If you did hit that goal, well, now it's time to hit the next goal in your larger plan. On this channel, we like to talk about finances. So that could be about getting your finances in order or even getting healthier. Just keep doing it and don't stop. Continually improve. Before you realize it, you'll have made massive changes in your life for the better. And you'll simply not believe just how much you accomplished. So your resolution this year, should you choose to accept it, should be to ditch New Year's resolutions and resolve to make incremental goals all throughout the year. What do you think of the no New Year's resolution plan? Instead of making larger sweeping resolutions, instead make smaller, simpler goals that you can accomplish and build upon step by step. Maybe you're the type of person that can quit bad habits and start good habits cold turkey. Either way, leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell. We have more great videos coming up in the near future and in the new year, so stay locked in. We have videos coming up on debt reduction, investment fundamentals, and oh so much more. You're not going to want to miss it. And keep in mind, a goal, small or large, without a plan is a wish, and a goal with a plan and no action is a wish list. Take action on your goals, large and small, and accomplish them incrementally throughout the year. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.